Hey, it's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and you have to check out the fastest rising podcast in all of professional wrestling. I'm talking about the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. If you're looking for pay-per-view predictions, if you're looking for pay-per-view reviews, if you're looking for interviews, check out the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Crash and Burn!
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast, the fastest wrestling podcast in pro wrestling, where we're talking about WWE Backlash 2004. And for some information about this event, Backlash 2004 took place on April 18, 2004 at the Rexall Place in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It was the sixth event under the Backlash chronology and the first Backlash event held outside the U.S. and I believe it was for their Raw division. Anyway, so the reason why we're doing an old Backlash event is because since tomorrow, at the time of recording, is WrestleMania Backlash. I don't know why they titled it that way, but it's whatever. Or why not do an episode of this podcast about an old Backlash? So let's bring in the man who requested to do this event, Mr. Wyatt, who's wearing the Elias shirt.
Hello, peeps. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. We're taking our time machine all the way to 2004. And, I requested to do this pay-per-view. I thought it was a pretty good pay-per-view. That is the pay-per-view where, Randy Orton fell on the thumbtacks, and we're gonna get into that. But Jason will be going around and showing us the match card that happened tonight. Even though there's only two people on tonight's episode, let's get this out of the way so I can go to bed.
Yeah, and also, it's two people episode. But me and Wyatt have done this before during our Armageddon 2008 review. But we never know if people will join or not. Like it's the same process as the Moshcast. So same thing for Crash and Burn.
Yeah. It's Saturday night, people could be going out.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's just get to it. First match on the main card. Alright, bro, so it's Shelton Benjamin defeating Ric Flair. Go ahead.
I thought it was okay the way they started the show. Shelton Benjamin was heading to his A game. This was like the rise of Shelton Benjamin. Like Shelton Benjamin was like starting to become on his own. Like, I believe that was when him and Charlie Haas just split up. So I remember before, like as they were building it up, Shelton Benjamin actually beat Triple H clean, like by roll up, and then the next following week he beat Triple H by count out, and Ric Flair was actually getting involved in those matches and like fucking over Hunter and shit. And then that actually led up to a rivalry, and I really thought Shelton actually picked up that win, and I thought it was nothing too special about that fight, but I think Shelton Benjamin deserved that win. Not gonna lie, this was like Shelton Benjamin's like rise to WWE.
Yeah, from what I remember, this was when Shelton Benjamin was actually a star. Like right now, he's kind of like jobbing right now. He's not being used correctly as he was before. I
wouldn't say that. He beat Cedric Alexander last Monday.
Yeah, I think it was before the Hurt Business started. Yeah, so
way before the Hurt Business started. I believe before the Gold Standard gimmick began.
Yeah. Oh, Nicholas.
Hello. I'm on time, or am I just a little late?
You're not late.
You're not late. We're only talking about one match.
Okay.
Anyway, so for the Shelton Benjamin Ric Flair match, aside from that, it was a pretty good start to the show. I kind of like this match. So anyways, Nicholas, we're still in the first match. Shelton Benjamin defeated Ric Flair. So why don't you go ahead, bro?
Yeah, no, it's a fun little match. I freaking loved Shelton Benjamin around this time. He's freaking he was the man at that point. And, having Ric Flair was still kind of in the twilight of his career, but the guy never got bad. He really was in good form for like his entire career. So this was in the making for a fun match, and yeah, it totally delivered, I feel like, and it was a great way to open up the show. So yeah, I give it a pretty positive rating for that.
Yeah. So for the next match, Jonathan Coachman defeated Tajiri.
Oh Lord.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
That was actually one of the most forgettable matches on the card. Like, I remember, like, before, like, they were building up the feud, I, like, remember, like, when Coach was, like, walking in backstage, Jerry spit a green mist on him, and then, one of them was going after each other's fight, and then, that fight, like, I really, like, I knew it was, like, very forgettable, one of the most forgettable matches that night, but I remember... I know the way it ended was like dirty, as you had like Garrison Cade come out and then fuck Tajiri over, and then that way Coach had his feet on the ropes and then doing that dirty pin in, and that made Coach pick up the win. But honestly, I didn't see nothing much special to that, but I really don't have too much to say.
Yeah. Nick, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, definitely. This was definitely like one of the worst matches on the card, but in terms of just both competitors, Coachman wasn't actually as bad as I thought he would be. I mean, he did some wrestling stuff. It wasn't just like I don't know what the hell I'm doing or whatever. He did some. I think he did a submission at one point in that match, which was shocking. But yeah, Tajiri definitely carried most of the match and beat the shit out of him. But yeah, it was definitely one of the lower points of the show, but kind of was expected considering that Jonathan freaking Coachman was one of the competitors. But yeah,
He's a bit boring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care much about the Coach. Like, his commentary was not that good, and
I mean, I like some.
No. Coach was an amazing commentator.
No, yeah,
he's okay to me.
No, I liked a lot of his like 2018 stuff or whatever when he came
His
back.
2018 run was okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed him. I think he commentated the Gauntlet match or whatever with Rollins, Reigns, Cena, and all of them. I think
that 2-hour-long Gauntlet match.
Yeah, no, that was. I think I really enjoyed a lot of his stuff or whatever during. So I'm not gonna. I'll give him credit for that. I enjoy him as a commentator.
Yeah, he did some good calls. So that's true. But it was for this match. I didn't care for it. I'm passing on it.
All right.
To this match, both competitors in AEW now. Well, two of them here. Chris Jericho defeated Christian and Trish Stratus. Well, Trish Stratus is still with the company. Jericho and Christian are in AEW now. This was just a handicap match. Nicholas, go ahead.
I absolutely love the match between these two at WrestleMania, so definitely got a lot building up to a handicap match between the two, along with Trish Stratus now. And yeah, definitely did not disappoint whatsoever. Again, just like Flair versus Benjamin, you're going to expect these two guys to put on an amazing match, and plus you got Trish Stratus in there, and all the added drama from that. And just like Stratus and Christian were phenomenal heels at that time. Their heel work, especially during this match, was especially stood out to me. And yeah, they did their job well. And I'd say I was actually kind of surprised that Jericho got the win here, honestly. Considering the 2-on-1 advantage, usually it does result in a heel win, but I was decently surprised to see Jericho getting a win here, and I was kind of shocked at how much I liked Jericho being a babyface, and I still am because he's such a phenomenal heel. But when he's a babyface, he could really sell it, and that's why I like Jericho a lot as a performer, and this match really shows that he's just so diverse when it comes to basically everything. So. Yeah, overall, I'd say this is one of the best matches on the card. at least like top 3 for me of the night. So yeah, I'm gonna give it some very high praise.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Oh yeah, actually, that definitely was one of my favorite matches out of the entire night. I understand. I love the storytelling. Like, I know, like, this storyline really told its story, like with the love angle and all that. And I really thought the match was really entertaining. As you know, you did have your Stratus get involved in all, and you did have like Jericho. Oh my god. Yeah, you had Jericho, like smack Trish Stratus's ass in there, and I remember Trish Stratus fucked Chris Jericho over at Mania, and I definitely know WrestleMania 20 was definitely one of Jericho's darkest nights of his life because Christian took his girl.
Yeah.
Right, that happened.
But yeah, I thought it was on. But yeah, I definitely know this rivalry really told its story. And I really thought, but again, I'm actually happy with Jericho actually picking up that win. I feel like that was the way to. I feel like that was the best decision. I feel like that was the right decision to do. Like, I thought that was a good way to That was a good way to push the button. But yeah. But I think just, I think that was actually one of my favorite storylines of 2004 is that love angle because I really thought everything worked well there. But one thing I am going to add there, I think Christian and Jericho's gears really looked good as shit. Christian and Jericho's gears were really good that night.
This match was a solid match. I enjoyed the match pacing here and the storytelling leading up to this match. Anyways, Victoria defeated Lita for the WWE Women's Championship. Go ahead, Wyatt.
There wasn't much. I remember before that match even happened. I remember like Eugene having like a WWE Divas magazine, and then he's like, "Hey, Gail Kim, can you sign my magazine?" And Gail Kim wasn't even in her damn gear, and she was legit screaming. And Lily Molly Holly was in there as well, and William Regal's like, "I am so sorry."
God.
That was actually a good segment, not gonna lie, but I'm a little too far on that. But yeah, there wasn't too much stuff special about that match, except the fact, like, you did have like Gail Kim and Molly Holly get involved, like attack Lita Victoria after the fight. But that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about this match. But I feel like, I know it was a little bit of an upset to see Lita lose that match, but Victoria was in her A game at the time, so it was understandable to see her win. But both great talents too. But I don't have too much to say on it. But if Nick wants to go, that's fine.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this match a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, I definitely enjoy Lita and Victoria's talents, but like, in terms of like back in like the early 2000s or whatever, I didn't really see a lot of good stuff happening in the women's division, so this match definitely shocked me. And it definitely shows that like the women's division was taken a lot more seriously, I think, back then than like later on, like early 2010s or whatever. Definitely way better than whatever the hell was going on during then. Yeah, I saw a lot of really good wrestling here. There's a lot of good counters. I remember one. I think it was like there was a TKO into a like spinning head scissors counter at one point that was really impressive. Yeah, definitely a lot of good wrestling from the match as well. And the finish was also really good. Kept both of them in strong, and I'm pretty sure this was just after Lita came back from her neck injury. That I think it kept her out for like a year or something. It was a very freaking bad injury. And if I'm not wrong, I think she suffered it on like a set for a TV show or something like that. That she broke her neck, and put her out of action. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But yeah, roll-up finish. It still kept both competitors strong in the end. And yeah, you know what? I think this is one of the better women's championship matches of the 2000s, especially considering what would come afterwards in the PG era. Dear God, I never want to talk about that shit. That complete shit pile. So, yeah, this was definitely a really good match. Definitely one of the better ones of the night for sure.
Yeah. So for this match, it was another solid match. I enjoyed it. Anyways, this match I actually enjoyed more. Randy Orton defeated Cactus Jack hardcore match.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Nicholas.
Yeah, this was like one of the first like real hardcore matches I actually watched. I think like back in 2015 was the first time I watched it or whatever, and it's absolutely remained one of my favorite hardcore matches. It just has a special place in my heart just for being one of the first ones. And so rewatching it definitely unpacked a lot of memories for me. And yeah, just Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know how these guys do it. Like, I can always imagine myself maybe doing a bit of wrestling one day if, like, I want to do it just for, like, some reason or whatever. Just, I could never imagine myself doing any of the stuff these two are doing. It's just, it's bonkers to me. Just, like, the RKO counter onto the thumbtacks, both of them just toss each other off of the freaking entrance ramp through tables or whatever the hell that was. The barbed wire badge, just the absolute criminal amount of blood that was going on. Yeah, like this match absolutely just made Randy Orton, for me at least. And I think it definitely did back in the day. Just proved without a doubt this kid was serious about it.
Nick, I found it.
You found what?
I found that segment I was talking about.
Oh no. God.
Guys,
no.
look.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get copyright claimed by NBC.
Look.
Oh my God.
I hate every moment of this. Can I go back to talking about the match, please?
Can you sell my magazine?
I'm just hearing screaming, and that's all I will remember every time I think of Eugene now. Thanks for that. But anyway, back to the actual match. Yeah, Jesus Christ. These two just absolutely freaking murdered each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, second best match of the night. It almost was the first. So, yeah.
Nick, we can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me. Why? Could you hear him?
Hello?
A little bit.
Can you hear me
Okay,
now?
good. You're all good. Yeah, because when you move, it makes like us not able to hear you that well.
That's dumb. But yeah, and I think this is like one that I kind of surprised a lot of people forget this, that Mick Foley, I think, if I remember correctly, did kick out of an RKO, if I'm correct. And I'm surprised not a lot of people remember that he's among that, I guess, less coveted list now that a lot more people kicked out of the RKO. But yeah, definitely one of Orton's best title defenses, and definitely one of the most memorable matches of 2004 for sure. So, yeah, definitely probably second best match of the night for me, and still one of my favorite hardcore matches of all time for sure.
Same here. I enjoyed the extreme spots they put on here, and the great storytelling in this match. So, I'd say it was match of the night to me. Wyatt, go ahead.
As Randy or Mick Foley, when they had their rivalry going on, you've had some crazy shit happen, like Randy Orton kick him off the steps, or Evolution beating the shit out of him all the time, and that led to something like them having that match.
Yeah. This was like,
But,
yeah, this.
But I know, you the main object I feel like that was used in that match, was that barbed wire bat, and I feel like, you had all that barbed wire in that match, and, you did have Randy Orton, like, following the thumbtacks, and you did, Mick Foley almost was about to put the bat on fire until Eric Bischoff stopped him, and, Mick Foley threw Randy Orton off the stage onto all the table with wires on it, and, I thought everything about that match was just incredible, man. Like, definitely a match that you can watch right on Peacock.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just crazy how they freaking did it. Knowing how an amazing hardcore legend Mick Foley really is, knowing his hardcore history, I feel like Mick Foley still had it till this day. But it's it's just insane. Randy Orton was like, he's 24 years old doing this shit, destroying legends.
Mm.
And this shit was like for the Intercontinental title, and like it was hard to believe that Randy Orton was actually still fighting after he had all this, after slipping on those thumbtacks. But again, you did have Evolution banned at ringside, but thankfully Randy was able to get the job done. But remember, do not try this at home, kids.
Oh!
Yeah. God, jeez. Probably one of the best. Probably one of the best thumbtack spots.
Oh, damn.
It's either that one for me or the spot in like 2007 with that feud between Ring of Honor and CZW, where I think like Necro Butcher was running into the corner or whatever, and the other guy in the corner had a bag full of thumbtacks. Necro Butcher had no boots on, and the guy just slid the bag and had the thumbtacks fall. So Necro Butcher ran onto the thumbtacks with bare feet. That was another great thumbtack spot. Yeah, no, definitely check out that match. I don't remember what the hell it was called. It was like the Cage of Death or something. It was like all these ROH guys, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, Homicide, all these guys versus all these CZW guys like Chris Hero and whatever, and they had this absolutely insane hardcore. It was like a elimination chamber tornado tag team match of sorts or whatever. It was crazy. But yeah, no, like I almost can't believe this was a WWE match. Like it feels like it's straight out of like this era of just. It almost feels like hardcore matches have never really changed after that one. It feels like the same match every time, and like you could have this match now and it would still feel like of the times, and that's what I think is really good about this match. It's basically timeless, really. And yeah, I didn't realize how like long that feud was. I think I'm not. It may have started before the Royal Rumble or something, because like that was when.
Yeah, I believe it did because
because
it was
Foley,
like 2003 when Randy Orton punt kicked him off the steps.
Yeah, because he was the special referee in the Orton versus RVD match where Orton won the Intercontinental title, and then Mick Foley eliminated Orton from the Rumble in 2004. Then they had the 2-on-3 handicap between Rock and Sock and Evolution at WrestleMania 20. So yeah, this definitely had it was a much longer like feud than I realized it was. But yeah, it was definitely a great payoff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for the next match, the Hurricane and Rosie defeated LA Resistance tag team match.
La Resistance.
Oh, La Resistance. Okay, gotcha. Wyatt, go ahead.
Grenier, Rob Conway.
Yeah, go ahead, Wyatt. Go ahead.
There was nothing really special about this match. Both teams have a lot of talent in them, but I'm actually glad Hurricane and Rosie actually won that match. But not much to say about the foot match. But Eugene actually got involved in that match. Doing his own thing, and I really.
We're almost done, Wyatt.
What?
We're almost done with this episode. We have about 2 more matches left after this.
Yeah, there's only 2. But again, there was really nothing much about this match. Hurricane's awesome, and that's really about it. Like, there's nothing really exciting about this fight, but it was just a solid tag match.
Nicholas, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. It's what I'd call a raw match. It was basically meant more for TV than for a pay-per-view. And it really shows when the crowd is more invested in what Eugene is doing on the outside of the ring than what anybody in the ring is actually doing. And you know what? I kind of am a little bit upset that La Resistance lost because I absolutely love La Resistance. Uh, but you know, I like Hurricane. I still like him, and I think he's friggin' hilarious. But yeah, you know, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to say because like that's just all the points right there. The crowd wasn't into it, and it was a TV match, and Rosie was a superhero in training, aka shit. So yeah,
How to become the shit.
yeah, how to become the
What
shit.
did you have? You had the Hamburglar and Grimace.
Yes, yes. My favorite tag team. But
One of my favorite tag teams.
the WWE Tag Team Champions, Hamburglar and Grimace. That's what we need. We need Grimace to come to WWE for sure.
Yeah, for this match, this is a match that you can see on Monday Night Raw or on SmackDown on a weekly show. So all I'm gonna say is the match was okay, but there wasn't anything that special. But it's just a match that existed on a pay-per-view
I would have
that we can see on free television. So it's just not pay-per-view worthy. That's all.
yeah.
Anyways, next match, Edge defeated Kane, singles match.
That's got to be Kane.
Yes, that's gotta be Wyatt talking about this match.
It's got to be Wyatt, damn it.
Yeah, I did dig the fact that my boy Edge actually won that match. You know, Edge just returned from like a 13
Wow,
month injury.
that's a long freaking injury. What the hell?
It has, yes.
Broke every bone in his body.
Yeah, mainly his wrist. But I remember like ever since he came back, you know, he speared Eric Bischoff with that big ass spear. And then I remember, like, if he waxed the cast of Kane, I remember when John Morrison was, like, a rookie in the ring, he said to him, like, oh, if you whack Kane with the wrist, we heard, if you do that, you're going to get suspended. And then Edge speared his ass. And, you know, that all led to something that all led for them to, as them having a match at Backlash, and Edge and Kane have actually had some great matches against each other in the past. But definitely, I'm glad that Edge actually picked up that win. You know, Edge just got back, and Edge was Edge was just healing from what he's done. You know, the referee may have got dizzy in the referee may have got fucked over in the matches. You know. Edge kicked Kane in the nuts and whacked him with a cast. They hit a spear, and thankfully Edge was able to get the job done after beating the Big Red Monster. But I'm actually happy with the result of this match.
Nicholas?
Yeah, like Edge is one of those performers that like you just don't think he really has a bad match or whatever. This is definitely one of his like worst matches, I'd say. Honestly, like I definitely expect a lot more from him, and especially Kane. I know those two have had some great matches, but yeah, this was definitely. I mean, he's been gone for 13 months, so he's definitely, I think, a bit rusty as well, and it kind of showed in this match. But you know, it was all right for what it was supposed to do. You know, show Edge is a dick, and he certainly did that by kicking Kane in the balls and then hitting him in the face with a cast he wasn't supposed to use. I mean, I've definitely seen like the you can't use that hand because you've got a cast on it gimmick a lot better. Probably one of my favorite examples was the Juice Robinson versus Jay White match from the G1 special, I think, back in 2019 from New Japan or whatever. I think it was 2018 or whatever in the US. That was one of my it's a really good match, and I really fucking loved it. But yeah, it was hard to like really just get into this match, and the crowd was definitely having a hard time getting this match. And that's saying something when it's in Canada and you have a Canadian and Edge being there, because literally all they were doing was telling Earl Hebner that he screwed Brett the entire time. So that must have been fun. But yeah, it was just a line of just okay matches after a real. I think I think the crowd was just very tired from the Orton Mick Foley match and how insane that was, and it was also a mix of Earl Hebner being there, gracing them with his presence. So yeah, that was kind of.
Yeah. So, anyways, for this match, it was okay. It wasn't short, but I'd say to have it go on for a little bit longer to like have them really tell their story in there.
Yeah, Nick, can you sign my magazine?
Imagine if he just was.
And so otherwise, solid match. It was okay. It's always good to see Edge and Kane.
Could you imagine if Eugene walked out during the Orton McFoley match and asked him, "Well, can you sign my magazine?" just bleeding with thumbtacks in his mouth. McFoley like, "You son of a bitch, what are you doing?" You just friggin' powerballs to a table or some shit. Friggin' Willie Regal's like, "Stop it, please." He's just a child. Please. God.
Yeah.
Sets the magazine on fire and hits Orton in the face with it. Damn, that would have been a cool spot.
That would have actually been pretty nice.
That would have made it the best match of the night for me.
You know what else might be the best match of the night? I'll say this name. I don't care. Chris Benoit defeated Shawn Michaels and Triple H in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title. Anyways, so yeah, this was a good way to end off the show. Like, I enjoyed the storytelling in this match, like in the match and leading up to the match. So I'd say great spots, great chemistry, great pacing. I enjoyed the match. It was a good way to end off the show. This and the hardcore match might be matches of the night in this show. Go ahead, Nick.
This was just phenomenal. Like these three wrestlers together in a match. I mean, we already saw what they did at WrestleMania 20, and that was fantastic as it was. But in a way, I almost like this match better because of just the added dynamic of it taking place in Canada with Benoit and Shawn Michaels. And like Michaels is supposed to be the good guy, and with his whole feud with Triple H being sort of the underdog or whatever after coming back from an injury and trying to avenge all the wrongs that Triple H has done against him. And that just completely gets thrown out of the window with this because he's in Canada and they just fucking hate him over there, and they're chanting "You screwed Brett" at him. And it just adds this whole other just layer to it that wasn't present in the Mania 20 match. And that match is amazing, but just adding that with the Canadian crowd in this one just made it that much cooler. And I mean, Benoit was fantastic, Michaels was fantastic, Triple H was fantastic. All of them were just amazing in this match. Like, it's one of those rare times where like a WrestleMania rematch might actually be better than the original, and like it's very risky, and I don't usually like them having just the exact same rematch or whatever right after the original, but I think this is one of the better ones that they've done, and if anything it may even be better than the original. So yeah, a great way to continue Benoit's reign. Definitely had a phenomenal run during this time. And yeah, ending with the sharpshooter as well was a nice touch as well on Michaels as well. And yeah, just this was a phenomenal time for the main event scene for Raw. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Absolutely phenomenal. Excuse me.
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
phenomenal stuff on these guys.
Wyatt, go ahead.
I thought this was actually the better triple threat match. Benoit was actually going to take this win because, Benoit had the hometown vibe and the hometown pop. And, people, of course, were going to boo and trash Michaels and Hunter, of course, But I really thought the match really showed a good performance in all three men. And honestly, I don't. But Benoit worked 18 years for what he wanted, and Benoit had its time and all. But I really this is definitely a match you can watch right on Peacock. Definitely a good triple threat match, I can tell y'all. But it was a Raw pay-per-view. You only saw Raw matches, and decent way to actually end off the show. But I don't know what else to actually say about this match. But their lead and build up to it was actually good. As that people say, oh, it's good. Triple H and Shawn Michaels said, oh, it's may have been they all think it's the greatest triple threat match of all time, but it's going to be the greatest triple threat match, the greatest triple threat rematch of all time.
Yeah. Now let's get to the rankings. So, Nick, how would you rate the show on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like the BS with the Jerry and Coachman and like the tag match and I guess you could say the Edge and Kane match kind of dragged it down a little bit for me, but for the most part it was a really good show. I was definitely pleased by a lot of the stuff that came out of the most of the matches I expected to be really good were really good. And yeah, just besides all the weird shit, I'd give this like yeah, like I'm gonna give it like an 8 out of 10 or something. I think this is a really good show. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 out of 10 or whatever, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Some matches were good, some matches were not that good. So, otherwise, the majority of it was pretty enjoyable. Wyatt, go ahead. How would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8? Okay. Well, outro's time then. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast, where we had a look at Backlash 2004. You can watch the show right on Peacock.
Oh yeah.
And on the WWE Network elsewhere, if you live out of state.
Yes.
So, otherwise, aside from that, subscribe to the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast, subscribe to the Moshcast, and enjoy WrestleMania Backlash tomorrow night at the time of filming.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Wyatt.
Hope you all enjoyed this episode. I'm half asleep. I'm really tired today, but thankfully I got this episode out of the way, and it's always a fun time to do this podcast and whatever. Hopefully our Behind the Ring series is actually making its return. Hopefully y'all stay tuned for that.
Ooh.
And also I want to deliver a special shout out to the 2300 Wrestling Podcast. Definitely some good guys. And hopefully everyone has enjoyed this episode. Definitely check out this pay-per-view if you haven't yet on Peacock with WWE Network, as of what Jason said. But hopefully everyone's staying safe. Enjoy WrestleMania Backlash tomorrow, and hopefully summer will be here before you know it. And hopefully if you're having a bad 2021, we will turn your 2021 around. So hope everyone stays safe, and God bless y'all.
Yep, and get vaccinated.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, Nicholas, end off the video.
Thanks everybody for watching another episode of the Crush and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave comments about your thoughts on Backlash 2004, and tell us if you can't wait for WrestleMania Backlash, which is coming up tomorrow, as Jason mentioned at the time of filming. Make sure you follow all these wonderful people on their social medias and whatever. I don't have any except a YouTube channel, so that's pretty much that.
Yeah, subscribe to his channel then.
Yeah, Nick Loves Wrestling. Definitely, you could subscribe to that if you want. Yeah, stay safe and get vaccinated. Just got my second shot, and I'm feeling great right now. I can't wait to, start doing some stuff.
Oh, you got the vaccine already?
Yeah, I got my second shot, and I...
COVID-19 cannot fuck with you anymore.
Hell yeah, yep, cannot. Yeah, no, I will not allow it to. I have refused. I will refuse it again.
What kind did you get?
I got Pfizer, actually. And,
guess what? I got the J&J one.
Ooh, good. Cool. But before we end it off, just want to send our condolences to the family and friends of New Jack. I'm sure everyone is aware that New Jack unfortunately passed away yesterday.
Before we end the video off, guys, let's do bonus silence.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. Last night we lost New Jack, so let's do moment of silence before we end this video off.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, everybody. Well, anything else to say before we end it off?
I think that's everything. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Well, everybody, enjoy WrestleMania Backlash tomorrow. Stay tuned for the review. We'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Crush and burn!